This is KC Koteshwarama. In the last session, we discussed about the basics of electrostatics. The basic source for the electrostatics is charged particle, and that charged particle may be located at a point. It may be distributed along a line, may be distributed along a surface, or it may be distributed along a volume. In the last session, we completed the calculation of electric field strength, which is one of the important characteristic parameter for electrostatic field in case of point charge. If we have multiple point charges, then to get the total electric field strength, we must add the individual electric field strengths. Now, if you go for the line charge case or the other charge distributions case, to get the total electric field strength, we must take the integration, because your charge distribution is continuous along a line or along a surface or along a volume. Now, our topic is calculation of electric field strength in case of a line charge. For that one, here I considered a line charge which is placed along z axis. So now to derive the electric field strength in case of line charge, first I am taking the field strength equation for a point charge. Electric field strength equation in case of point charge is E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR, where AR is unit vector, or in other words, are in terms of displacement vector and magnitude vector, we can take E as Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R cube into R, where this R represents the displacement vector and this R represents the magnitude. Now, our case is line charge. We are trying to get the field strength in terms of line charge. Generally, line charge is represented with the symbol rho suffix s. Here, rho L indicates line charge density. Now, our aim is we must get the equation for electric field strength E in terms of rho. For that one, what I am trying to do here is, I would like to replace this Q. As we know the equation for E in terms of point charge Q, I am trying to replace this Q with rho L. Thereby, we can get the relation for E in terms of rho L. Now, as we know the relation between rho L and Q before only, Q can be replaced with integral rho L dl. Now, here I am replacing Q with integral rho L dl, and the other terms are 4 pi epsilon naught R cube into R. Now we must simplify this equation. You can consider this equation as 1 E equal to integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught R cube into R. Now to derive this relation, to derive the value of E here, I am starting with line charge density rho L. Here rho L is located along z axis. Now here I have considered orthogonal coordinate system, 3D orthogonal coordinate system. Now here this is my line charge which is extending between A and B. So now line charge is along z axis. Here I am trying to find out the field. I am taking this point as P. That point P is X, Y, Z. Here our aim is we need to calculate the field strength at point P, which is whose coordinate parameters are X, Y, Z. We need to calculate electric field strength at point P due to this line charge rho L. Now here rho L is the source and field point is XYZ. We need to calculate field strength at the field point XYZ due to the source rho L which is located along Z axis in between the points A and B. So first what I'll do is, I'd like to calculate electric field strength in case of finite length dl, then we can integrate it. For dl we can calculate E, and then by integrating it over the length we can get the total electric field strength value. Here, as this line charge is on Z axis, the point corresponding to this finite displacement dl is 0, 0, z dash, because here the point is on Z axis, so only Z coordinate variable will exist. So the point here is 0, 0, z dash. Now here I am taking one more point on Z axis, that is 0, 0, z, and next the point source field point here is x, y, z. The distance between Z axis and field point here we can take as the radial distance. This is radial distance. That radial distance, usually we can represent that one as rho. Rho is the radial distance from Z axis to the field point, or radial distance from Z axis. And next, if you take the angles made by these points A and B with the field point, here we have alpha 1, alpha 2. We can take alpha 1 as the angle made by the first end or starting end of the line charge with the field point. Here starting end of the line charge or starting point of the line charge is A, where alpha 1 is the angle made by point A to the field point, where you can take alpha 1 as angle made or angle between A and P point. Similarly, alpha 2 is the angle between B and point P. And we can take general angle between the any point on the line charge to field point as alpha. Angle between any point on rho L to point P. Now, these are the definitions of the terms here: alpha, alpha 1, alpha 2, and rho is the radial distance. And next we have one more letter R. R is the distance between field point and source point, where field point is point P. Field point is point P. Its coordinate parameters are x, y, z. And the source point is rho L, which is placed on Z axis. So as this is our source point is any point on rho L which is along Z axis now. So now the source point we can take as 0, 0, comma z. Now here we have three field components. Electric field strength component we can calculate in these directions: dEz and dE rho. dE rho is the field strength in rho direction or along rho direction. Then this dE is the total field strength value. dEz is the field strength along Z axis. Now this dEz component is parallel to Z axis and dE rho is parallel to this radial distance. Then we, by calculating this dE diagonal component, we can get the total electric field strength. So now for that one, we will start with the equation E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into position vector or displacement vector r. Now by replacing this Q with rho L dl, this is integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into position vector r. Now in this equation, rho L is constant term, so we can take it out of integration, divided by 4 pi epsilon naught is also constant. Then we have to integrate this one with reference to L. dl into r by r cube. So by calculating these three terms and by substituting them here, we can get the field E. Now here to get this displacement vector r, we must know both field point and source point. As we already know both field point and source points, we can calculate displacement vector r. Displacement vector r we will obtain by taking the difference between field point and the source point, where field point is xyz point. Coordinates of field point are xyz, and if we write that field point in vector form, then it is xax plus yay plus zaz. And if we write source point in vector form, as we don't have xy coordinate parameters, we have only z parameter, zaz. And now here, instead of z, I am taking it as z dash. See here, if you go through this diagram, this dl, displacement length, our differential element dl is located on z axis. I am considering that point as 0, 0, comma z dash. To avoid confusion between these two, t point and dl point, I am taking this one as z dash. Only representation has changed now. Now here, vector form for the source point is z dash az. Now to get the displacement vector, we must take the difference between field point and source point. So by taking the difference between these two, xax plus yay plus z minus z dash az. Now this is the displacement vector. R equal to displacement vector, which is obtained by taking the difference between vector representations of field point and source point, xax plus yay plus z minus z dash az. Now as we obtain displacement vector, we can calculate magnitude easily. Then the magnitude vector r equal to magnitude of this one, r equal to square root of x square plus y square plus z minus z dash whole square. Now we can replace x square plus y square with a rho square. X square plus y square directly we can replace with rho square. Then by replacing this one with rho square, the equation we got is r equal to rho square plus z minus z dash whole square. Okay, and then now by substituting these r and displacement vector and unit magnitude vector values in this equation, we will get this E value. And by substituting E value we obtained is E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught, which is common term here, integral. In the numerator, as we have displacement vector, that displacement vector R is replaced with rho A rho. We can replace xax plus yay with rho A rho component. As we have only x and y components, we can replace that one with rho A rho. Now it is rho A rho plus z minus z dash az divided by, now this is square root of rho square plus z minus z dash whole square whole to the power of 3. Now that I wrote here as 3 by 2 into dz dash we have, because here dl component is dz dash. Now by replacing dl with dz dash, this is the equation. E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught integral rho A rho plus z minus z dash into az divided by rho square plus z minus z dash whole square whole to the power of 3 by 2 into dz dash. Here my aim is, I need to calculate the electric field strength at point P due to a line charge along z axis rho L. For that one, I need all this equation in terms of the field parameters. Here known parameters for us are rho, which is the radial distance from z axis, and then we know the angles alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha. All these are corresponding to field point. Now we need the final equation in these known parameters. the final equation must consist of only these parameters. For that one, we must replace all these unknown parameters. We can call them as unknown parameters, or they are variable parameters with respect to the point on z-axis. So now we have to replace this z dash parameters with the stable parameters here, or with the known parameters. We can call them as known parameters rho, alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha. So our final equation must be in terms of these parameters only, rho and angular terms, alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha. For that one, I am trying to replace this z and z dash into these known parameters. For that one, I am taking the help of triangle from this here. I am taking a triangle from this diagram. Say I am giving a name here. Simply I can take it as A point, A. This point is T and this is P. See, here our aim is we have to replace Z, and aim is replace Z comma Z dash with rho and alpha terms. So now for that one I am taking the help of triangle A T P. See, from the triangle ATP I can take tan alpha, where alpha is the angle made by this point P at DL, where tan alpha is opposite side by adjacent side. Here, where opposite side here is this one, AT distance by adjacent side is rho. This one, TP. AT by TP. Where AT is the distance between Z and Z dash. Now Z can take it as Z minus Z dash. Z is farther place, Z minus Z dash divided by TP. TP is the distance between point P and Z axis. We can take it as radial distance, which is rho. So now our final aim is we need Z minus Z dash value, or we have to replace Z and Z dash terms with this. So from this I can write Z minus Z dash as tan alpha into rho. And we need this Z minus Z dash, and we need DL, which is dZ dash also. So to calculate dZ dash, I am looking for Z dash value. So from this we can write Z dash as, from this Z dash is Z minus rho tan. So now if we go through that equation, integral. Now here in this integration, so in this equation 13, we have to replace Z minus Z dash with rho tan alpha. So by replacing all those here, I'll write here. So in this equation now, as we replace Z with, so now displacement vector, our Z minus Z dash is rho tan alpha. So then Z dash is Z minus rho tan alpha. As we need dZ dash value, I am trying to differentiate this dZ dash. Now dZ dash is dZ by dZ dash with reference to Z minus rho tan alpha, d by d alpha of tan alpha. So now here dZ dash from this is dz by dz dash. Z is a constant distance, so this term gets cancelled. It is 0 minus rho into d by d alpha of tan alpha is secant square alpha. So now here we can replace dz dash with minus rho secant square alpha and z minus z dash with rho tan alpha. So now by replacing all of them here, the final equation we have is E equal to minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught is common term here. We can take it out, this one side. rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught integral rho a rho plus in place of z minus z naught, I take it as rho tan alpha into az. This component is along z direction into in place of dz dash, take it as minus rho secant square alpha, and this minus is come here. So rho secant square alpha d alpha divided by, now here we have this term rho square plus z minus z dash whole square whole to the power of 3 by 2. For this also we will see the simplification. Now here we have rho square plus z minus z dash whole square whole to the power of 3 by 2 term. So now it is rho square plus, in place of z minus z dash we can replace with rho tan alpha whole square whole to the power of 3 by 2. This term. So now here by taking a rho square term, this will be expanded as rho square tan square alpha or tan alpha square. By taking this rho square out here, this will become 1 plus tan square alpha term. For this entire term we have whole to the power of 3 by 2. And we can write 1 plus tan square alpha term as secant square alpha. Secant square alpha whole to the power of 3 by 2. Here we can take tan square alpha as sine square. This one. I'll show you how we got 1 plus tan square alpha from secant square alpha. This 1 plus tan square alpha. We can write this tan square alpha as sine square alpha by cos square alpha. So that is cos square alpha plus sine square alpha divided by cos square alpha. So we can replace numerator with 1, then it is 1 by cos square alpha. So 1 by cos we can write as secant square alpha. So finally we can replace 1 plus tan square alpha with secant square alpha. Here we have rho square secant square alpha whole to the power of 3 by 2. The square terms and 1 by 2. These gets cancelled, and finally denominator term will changes like rho cube secant cube alpha. So now by replacing all these terms, the equation is equal to minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho. And now by simplifying this one, here we have rho term. By taking this common, rho will get cancelled. One row from this and one row from this will get cancelled, and from this rho cube, rho to the power of 2 or rho square term gets cancelled, and we have only rho term in the denominator. That rho term has come here. This rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho, that is unit magnitude component along rho direction, plus tan alpha into az. And now we have to integrate this one with reference to alpha. So before we know along z, now we have to integrate this one with reference to alpha, and now we know this line charge density is located along z axis in between a and b points. So then integral limits are from za to zb. Now integral limits za and zb has to change into alpha terms. So now we must derive the integral limits in terms of alpha, as we know the integral limits in terms of za and zb. So now we have to, so for that one we have to work out here. We need the integral limits in terms of alpha. For that one, what we have to do here is, here za, before integral limits are za to zb. So now as za corresponds to, as alpha 1 corresponds to za, we can replace this one with alpha 1 and this one with alpha 2. So now the equation is minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho, and this. So I am trying to simplify this one still. The equation here we have is minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho plus tan alpha az by secant alpha into d alpha. Okay. Now here one secant square term, and from the secant cube, secant square term gets cancelled and we have only secant term. Now I am trying to simplify this one by taking it as, we can write tan alpha as sin alpha by cos alpha, that we wrote here. So then it is a rho plus sin alpha by cos alpha az divided by secant alpha into d alpha. So then if we come to this step, minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho 1 by secant, we can replace this one. This term directly we can write a rho by secant alpha as a rho cos alpha plus, sorry, this one by taking LCM a rho cos alpha plus sin alpha az divided by secant alpha cos alpha. This secant alpha cos alpha gets cancelled, or it will result in 1, because cos alpha we can write as 1 by secant alpha. So now finally it is minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho cos alpha plus sin alpha into az into d alpha. Now the alpha limits are from alpha 1 to alpha 2, because alpha 1 is the angle made by point P with A, and alpha 2 is the angle made by point P with B. Then the equation is minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral alpha 1 to alpha 2 here. This one alpha 1 right here minus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho integral a rho cos alpha plus integral limits are alpha 1 to alpha 2 plus integral alpha 1 to alpha 2 sin alpha az. Here integrations are with reference to alpha. So now we have to integrate these two terms. Now here integral cos alpha d alpha we can write as integral cos alpha, this one. Integral cos alpha term gives us sin alpha minus rho L by 4 by epsilon naught rho alpha 1 to alpha 2 a rho cos alpha. By integrating these two terms, by separating and by integrating these two terms, integral cos alpha d alpha results in sin alpha. Similarly, integral sin alpha d alpha equal to minus cos alpha. So now we have minus before. By taking this one inside, this E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho minus sin alpha, and by applying the limits this will become sin alpha 2 minus sin alpha 1. These components along rho direction plus integration of sin is cosine, and by applying the limits this is cos alpha 2 minus cos alpha 1 into az. So this equation we can take as the general field strength equation in case of a finite line charge if it is located along z-axis. And now here if you go for special cases, if the line charge is infinite line charge, then it has to extend between minus infinite to infinite. The line charge should extend from minus infinite to infinite, and now as it is along z-axis, the points corresponding to this A and B points are 0, 0. This is minus infinite and this is plus infinite. If it is the case of infinite line charge, A point now has shifted to 0, 0, minus infinite, and B point has shifted to 0, 0, infinite. Now by substituting this sin alpha 2, sin alpha 1 terms in this equation, we will get the simplified term for E, that is field strength. Now by substituting them here, E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho. Now here if the points A and B points are shifted to minus infinite and plus infinite, then their corresponding angles also will change. If point A has shifted to minus infinite, then alpha 1, then we have to calculate both alpha 1 and alpha 2. So to calculate them, I'm trying to take this tan alpha 1. Tan alpha 1, tan angle is opposite side by adjacent side now. So if you go through the first diagram, now here alpha 1 corresponds to the angle between field point and A point. Now A point is at minus infinite, then tan alpha 1 equal to opposite side is this one minus infinite divided by adjacent side is rho. So now as tan alpha 1 is minus infinite, then alpha 1 equal to tan inverse of minus infinite. Tan inverse of minus infinite will give us minus. Sorry, this is z minus z, then it will become plus. Sorry, I'll tell this one again. Tan alpha 1 equal to opposite side is z minus z dash divided by adjacent side is rho. Where now z dash has shifted to, now this z dash point A is minus infinite. Now then it is z minus of minus infinite plus infinite divided by rho. So plus infinite, z plus infinite is infinite, infinite divided by rho is infinite term again. Then alpha 1 equal to tan inverse of infinite, which is pi by 2. So now the angle corresponding to point A, which is represented as alpha 1 equal to pi by 2. Similarly, the angle corresponding to point B is tan alpha 2 equal to, same case, tan alpha equal to z minus z dash divided by rho. Now z dash value is, now z dash is shifted to infinite point. So then it is z minus infinite divided by rho. So then it is minus infinite. So tan alpha 2 equal to, tan alpha 2 equal to minus infinite. Then alpha 2 is tan inverse of minus infinite. Tan inverse of minus infinite is minus pi by 2. So in that way, we can calculate both alpha 1 and alpha 2 as the points are shifted to minus infinite and plus infinite. Then the corresponding angles are pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. And then by substituting them in this general equation, by substituting alpha 1 and alpha 2 in that equation, the final value of E, the simplified form is rho L by 2 pi 4. This is. So now we will see one more step here. By substituting this alpha 1 and alpha 2, this equation has changed like rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho. This equation has changed like E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho to minus sine alpha 2. Alpha 2 here is pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 minus sine of alpha 1 value is how much here? Alpha 2 is minus pi by 2. So then sine minus pi by 2 into sine pi by 2. Sine of minus angle is minus sine. So then it is minus of minus plus rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho minus of common term here minus of sine pi by 2. Sine pi by 2 is 1. So then it is minus 1 minus 1. So totally how? Minus 1 minus 1. Minus 1 minus 1, or if we take minus common, then this will become E equal to rho L by 4 pi epsilon naught rho into 2. By taking this minus common, 1 plus 1, this is 2. So then by dividing this denominator term, we will get rho L as E as rho L by 2 pi epsilon naught rho into A rho. So if it is infinite line charge case, or if it is in infinite line charge which is located along z axis, then only component existed, only electric field component existed is along rho direction. So now this is the case of calculation of electric field strength in case of a line charge. To derive the electric field strength value in case of line charge, initially we started with the case of point charge. For that one, as we derived the equation E in terms of Q, that we have taken as starting step, E equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR In that place, by replacing q with rho L term, we can replace q with integral rho L dl. By replacing that q with integral rho L dl, the equation we got is E equal to integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into AR. And by replacing that unit vector with the r, position vector by magnitude vector, the equation we have is E equal to integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into r. For both the position vector and magnitude vector, I am using the word the letter r, but their representations are slightly different. So now by taking this is position vector or displacement vector representation, this is magnitude vector representation. So now this is the equation, E equal to integral rho L dl by 4 pi epsilon naught r cube into r, and by defining all those terms, this displacement vector and magnitude vector, the next equation we have is in terms of z dash, rho, and finally we know these parameters only, rho which is the radial distance and angular parameters alpha 1, alpha 2 and alpha. So final equation, for the final equation we replaced all z dash and z terms with alpha terms. So then by replacing them and by simplifying those terms, here dl we have considered as differential length along z axis, that we are taking it as dl equal to dz dash. dl is located at z dash point. See here dl is at z dash point, that is also along z axis. So just to avoid the confusion, instead of taking it as z, we are taking it as z dash. So in the final equation, by replacing z and z dash terms, we got the equation in terms of alpha 1 and alpha 2. This equation we can take as general equation in case of a finite line charge if it is located along z axis. If it is located along z axis and if its length is finite, then we have the field components along both rho and z directions. And then by taking a special case of if the line is extended up to infinite, then it is infinite line case. Infinite line means it has to extend from minus infinite to infinite. Then the point A, that is lower end of the line has shifted to minus infinite and upper end of the line has shifted to plus infinite. And then by calculating the corresponding angles, we got alpha 1 and alpha 2 as alpha 1 means the angle made by point P with minus infinite, which is that results in pi by 2, and alpha 2 which is the angle made by plus infinite point and point P. That is our point of interest, our field point. Then the angle alpha 2 results in minus pi by 2. Then by substituting alpha 1 and alpha 2 values and by simplifying them, the field strength equation in case of infinite line charge is E equal to rho L, that is line charge, divided by 2 pi epsilon naught rho into A rho. And the resultant field component is along only rho direction. And in this equation, rho L, by knowing the line charge, directly we can get rho L value, and by calculating the radial distance from z axis, that gives us rho value and A rho into unit vector. By taking all of them, we can directly calculate the field strength. This is all about the field strength calculation in case of line charge. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.